I'm Kel and welcome to my channel, Kel's Lampwork Glass. Welcome subscribers, new subscribers and people who just popped in to watch. Today I'm going to be making an earring using Softflex's Arctic Circle kit. But if you could like, comment, share and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get further videos before we can watch, I would be extremely grateful. But now on to the video. Let me tell you a bit more about this earring. Well, first of all, we've got this beautiful little swirl up here at the top. So as you can see, it's just made from the remnants of one of the two wires that goes through the earring, because this earring is made out of two wires. Then we've got sort of this blue-green faceted bead. Then we've got a white and blue star large hole ceramic bead. Then we've got some dark blue faceted beads. Then we've got some teal faceted beads. Then we've got some glittery beads in like a teal colour. Then we've got some opal white faceted beads, which are all glass beads, which all graduate. Honestly, I can't even find my words already today. Graduate in their length to give them a stair step sort of appearance. So if I hold it to the side, you'll see the stair step appearance. So this is what we're going to make. And this is made with two sets of 20 gauge wire. So we've got two bits of 20 gauge wire, which are about 7.5 to 8 inches long. We've got a large hole bead, as you see, very large hole. We've got another bead which has got a reasonable size hole, still quite a large hole. Let's see if I can get this focused so you can see the size of the hole. So there we go. And then you're going to need some seed beads, which are 11 ohms. You can use white or yellow, or if your hole's big enough, because in this one I actually used 8 ohs because my hole was big enough for 8 ohs in this one, but in this one they're only big enough for 11 ohs because the holes are slightly different sizes. You are also going to need an ear wire in silver or in gold if you want to choose gold wire and gold findings. You are also going to need either gold or steel colour 49 strands Softflex wire. And then tool wise, you are going to need 1 or 2 bead stoppers. You are going to need a pair of cutters. You are going to need a pair of round nose pliers, and you are going to need a pair of crimpers, either in this style, a pair of Tara crimpers in this style, or a pair of magical crimpers, which mine are on the other side of the desk. So let's get started. So first of all, we are going to put a bead stopper on the bottom of one of our wires, to basically make sure none of our seed beads fall off the end, and make sure our wire's straight. So you can also have nylon jaw pliers as well. Sorry, mine are pretty mashed up. They've been very well loved. So we are going to need 9 11/0 seed beads, or 7 8/0 seed beads, depending on the size of your hole. So how's the weather where you are? It's warmed up quite a bit in the UK at the moment. Well, today anyway. Which I am a bit grateful for, because no offence, it was getting a bit cold. The wire I'm using, as I said, is 20 gauge wire, because 2 20 gauge wires do fit through. You can get 2 18 gauge wires through, but I don't think the 11/0s will fit on the 18 gauge wire. Catch that bead. Alright, so now we've got these on the wire. I'm gonna feed it back up. We're gonna feed it up onto the bead, and we're gonna feed the other wire through as well. So you have both wires going through. And we're going to level them up. You're also going to need a pair of chain nose pliers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold at the top of the wire, and I'm going to push my seed beads up at the top, at the bottom, and I'm going to turn one way, and I'm going to turn one the other way. Then I'm going to go to the top, hold it so it's pointing, hold it on the mat, and I'm going to do the same on the top. Push one down and one down, so you have it so it's like that. So have it in sort of one going one way, one going the other way. I'll lie it down so you can see what it's like. But before we do that, it might help if I put the bead on top. How soft am I forgetting one step? You need to feed your 2 wires on the top through. That's weird. Through the actual other bead. I swear by it, it's not my day. I'm just going to cut the top of that wire off. And cut the top of that wire off. So they're level. And feed it through, and feed them through the bead. There we go. Feed it through the bead and down. And then split the wires. So this is what it should look like. I do apologise. That's what it should look like. So you should have your two beads, your two wires at the bottom, two wires at the top with your two beads in the middle. So now we are going to cut it so there is 1/4 inch of wire on either side. And roll and yes, I'm not very good at judging 1/4 inch. I don't work in inches. So what I'm just going to keep doing is cutting a bit off until I get to this bit. So there we go, we've got the one on the back, and I'm just going to cut this one a bit shorter on the front. Hopefully that's got us where we need to be. Right, so now we've got our two hoops on the front, on the bottom, which is our 2 hoops here. I'm not sure if you can see them here. We have 2 hoops here, which is where these wires hook in here. Now we need to do our one at the back, which is, to make sure I've got the right one, which is that one. So we need to make that 1/4 inch. And I got that bang on. Perfect. Now we need to do our loop on the front. So I'm going to cut a bit off this loop on the front, this wire on the front, so that we can do our spiral. So to do a spiral, we need to make a bit of a loop, then get our pliers and just spiral it in. No spiral is ever going to match perfectly. And then just tilt that up towards the front. And that is the beginning of the bead. Now all we've got to do is we have our beads. We need to sort our beads out to thread onto our beading wire, and we also have our crimps, and we're using silver crimps, so it's 2 crimps per bit of beading wire. So let's pull these out. So I'm going to sort these out into their little sections. So to begin with, we have 8 dark blue ones, then we have 10 teal ones, then we have 12 of the glittery ones, and we have 14 of the opal white ones. So let's start doing them. So all we're going to do is we're just going to feed these on one at a time. And while I do that, let me tell you a bit about my business. So, I have a YouTube channel. I have, of course, a YouTube channel. I was about to say I have a website. And my website is all in lowercase. And that is KLWGJEWELLERY.com. And on there, I sell my jewellery that I make here on YouTube, as well as many other items I made previously to starting my YouTube channel. I also have an Etsy page which I'm in the middle of starting up, which has many of the same items that I have on my website. But I know a lot of people sometimes prefer to shop on Etsy than they do on websites. So I like to give people the choice. And that site is, the first 5 letters are all in capitals, and that is KLWGJ, and then lowercase is EWELLERY. So KLWG Jewellery, spelled the English way. So now we're going to put a crimp on at the beginning and a crimp on at the end of this row of beads, but making sure they're not too tight, the row of beads, because when you have a row of beads that's too tight, then they sort of don't bend comfortably and the beads crunch. I also use what is called an Ontara crimper, which is a great little crimper, honestly. Right, so we're going to have a small little loop about that big, maybe a little smaller. Yeah, so about that big. Right, so with this Ontara crimper, you have one divot and one divot only. So you put it in the divot, then you can turn it. Make sure you get it towards like close where the divot is, because otherwise it cuts off your wire. Double check that's crimped. Yeah, that's crimped. I'm going to cut off the small bit of wire. And pull it down. And cut off a length of wire. Get another crimp bead out. Oh, sorry about that rattling. moving my foot. As you know, because I've got little legs, I have to have my foot up on something. Even when I'm sitting in a proper chair, I have to have my foot up on something like my table. So now, I'm going to put the crimp tube on and put the bead back through the crimp. Put the wire back through the crimp, sorry. Make sure there's some bend in the wire. And again, put it in the notch. And notch it. Turn it to the side. And push it sideways so it crimps it in half. And there's your first one. There's your first one done. So let's put that off to the side and let's do the next one. So now let's do the teal one. So I also have an Instagram page, which is all in lowercase at Kells _ lampwork _ grass _ and _ more. I also have a TikTok page which is all lowercase, which is KLWGWELLERY. So that's KEWG jewelry, spelled the English way. So we're nearly done, just 3 more beads on this one. And here we go. So now another crimp bead. Sorry, crimp bead, crimp tube. I've still got this massive thing about saying crimp bead. Because when I first started making jewellery, I used crimp beads. And I still have not got over the habit of saying crimp beads. It is just literally integrated in my system, saying crimp beads. So add the crimp tube on, feed it back through the crimp tube, and make the loop. Put it in the divots, swish down, turn sideways, and squeeze, and there we go. Now cut off the wire. Push this down, cut off a length of wire. Get another crunch tube out. Add the crunch tube on and feed back through the crunch tube. Right, now fold this up in half. Yep, so it's got movement. Put it in the divot. Oh, push this down a little bit. And then hold it. You don't necessarily have to fold them in half. It will hold without folding them in half. I just find it aesthetically pleasing. And then cut off the excess wire and put that one to the side. So that's the second one. So now we're going to put on the glittery ones. So I also have a Facebook account where everything begins with a capital letter, and it's called, and I also have a Facebook page of the same name, which is Kel's Lampwork, Glass, Jewellery, Appostant, which is the and symbol, more. So that's my Facebook page and account. I do follow threads as well, but everything you'll find here below in the description box, where you can find me, all the Softflex kits, bead mixes and bead strands that are still available, as well as the current kit that is available at the moment, their Facebook page, as well as their YouTube page, as well as their website. Their Facebook page is absolutely outstanding. If there's a question you need answering, ask it. Someone will answer it. Their Facebook page is Softflex, very important beading, then in brackets and capital letters, VIB, and then after Studio Group. Right, and I'm sure if you have a question, someone will be able to answer it. But in the group, there's bound to be someone that can help you. Also, for the Arctic Beading Challenge that runs this month, it runs from the 11th of January to the 27th of January, and the word to put at the top of your pictures is Arctic in capital letters. And one person will be chosen totally at random to win at the end of those dates. So it's always worth a go. So again, we're going to put on a crimp tube, feed the wire back through, put it in the notch, crimp down, put it sideways and squish it, and then cut the wire off. And then pull all the beads down and if I can grab hold of this wire, again grab another crimp tube, feed on the crimp tube again, feed the wire through, bend this up, hold the wire down a bit, there we go, grab, oh, I do apologise, put it in the notch, crimp it, turn it, and squish. And cut the wire off. try not to cut off your loop. Always helps not to cut your loop off. And now, last but not least, last one to do before we hook it on. Grab all our opal ones and feed them on. So these beads that we're feeding on at the moment, these were put into the Arctic Circle kit from Softflex. They came from Star Beads, that is run by Kay of Beadoreaa.com, who is another wonderful small company. She's full of energy and full of life. I will also put her website here below as well, for you, so you'll be able to go and have a look at her website. Because she has some amazing stuff on her website, just as Softflex do on softflex.com. So there we go, we've got all those beads on. So let's get another crimp tube. And feed that on. Feed that back through. Put it in the notch, crimp it down. Bring it back up. And cut that wire off. Push all these beads down. Put that to the side and get another crimp tube out. I do apologise about the knocking noise. So again, crimp tube on, feed it back through. put it in the notch. And there we go, folded it over. So now I'm going to make sure we've got this one to the side of us, so I know which way I'm feeding my beads on. And I'm going to get my beads so that we can feed these on. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up these loops. So we're going to feed on the white one first, then we're going to feed on the one with the one with the glitter on, then we're going to feed on the teal one, then we're going to feed on the dark blue one, and we're going to close down the front loop. Making sure that we close it down properly. Then I'm going to turn it over onto the back. Feed on the white one first, then the glittery one, sorry, slightly off camera, then the teal one, then the blue one, dark blue one. Then we're going to close that one down, making sure it's properly closed. Then we're going to get the earring hook and hook it on to the loop at the back. And put it onto the card on the book that the earrings go on. So here are the earrings from the Softflex Arctic Circle. So I hope I've got them the right way round. So here we go. I hope you liked them. I hope you enjoyed watching me make them. And they are something that you'd enjoy wearing out. So I hope you'll like, comment, share and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and if this is your first time here, you'll come back and watch me make more. So thank you for popping in and saying hi and watching me make some earrings, and I'll be back again soon to make some more jewellery. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon, friends. Bye.
I may feel like you want me, and I guess in a way you do.